There was a day when money quietly died. No war, no protest, no collapse. Just one man, one signature, and 5,000 years of financial truth were gone. No one called it a coup, but it was the most silent, devastating coup in modern history. From that day on, money no longer represented value, it represented trust. And today, that trust is breaking. So how did gold, the metal that ruled kings and empires, lose its crown to printed paper, and later to pixels on a screen? To answer that, we need to go back to the day money died. For thousands of years, gold wasn't just a shiny metal. It was civilization's anchor, the universal language of value. From the pharaohs to the founding fathers, every empire trusted gold more than promises. Every coin had weight, every note had meaning. Until one quiet Sunday in August 1971, when that meaning vanished overnight. I have directed Secretary Connolly to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold. Temporarily. That word still haunts history because it was never reversed. In one broadcast, President Richard Nixon killed the Bretton Woods system, cutting the dollar's final tie to gold. It wasn't called a revolution, but it was one. The day money stopped being honest. Gold's crown didn't fall in a battle, it was stolen in a boardroom. So why would the most powerful nation in the world destroy its own foundation of wealth? You'd think it was about modernizing the economy, right? It was about survival. The United States was bleeding money in Vietnam, spending on welfare programs and maintaining global dominance all at once. Yet, under the gold standard, every printed dollar had to be backed by real gold. The math stopped adding up. France's Charles de Gaulle saw it first, calling America's bluff. He sent warships to collect gold in exchange for dollars, ship after ship, ton after ton. Nixon had two options: keep the promise and lose the gold, break the promise and save the empire. He chose the second. The day Nixon closed the gold window, he opened Pandora's box, creating money with no anchor and no restraint. Once gold was gone, money stopped being a thing and became an idea. Economists called it fiat currency, from the Latin fiat, meaning let it be done. In simple terms, money was now valuable because the government said so. Sounds fine, until you realize what that really means. It's like your car running on belief fuel. Works great until everyone tries to drive at once. Without gold's discipline, governments could print endlessly. Every crisis could be solved by creating more money. The result? An economy high on credit, addicted to cheap debt and terrified of withdrawal. In 1971, US debt stood at $398 billion. Today, it's over $34 trillion. Every empire has its drug. Rome's was conquest, ours is credit. Without gold, money lost its honesty. The new system rewarded manipulation, not merit. Inflation became the hidden tax, slow, invisible, and devastating. The rich borrowed cheap and grew richer. The poor saved in weakening dollars and fell behind. And every time the system trembled, 1987, 2008, 2020, we printed more to stabilize it. But here's the irony. Every rescue made the system weaker. We didn't escape collapse. We just delayed it and magnified it. Gold didn't vanish. It simply went underground. Central banks still hoard it. Nations like China and Russia quietly accumulate tons of it while mocking the old standard. Because they understand one truth: when paper fails, metal prevails. The dollar became the world's new gold. Its strength wasn't backed by metal, but by military and markets. Yet that dominance is fading. As nations diversify reserves, trade in other currencies, and question the dollar's future, the old prophecy returns. If every currency is debt, what remains real wealth? History doesn't repeat, it rhymes. Rome diluted silver to fund wars and fell. Britain overprinted notes to sustain empire and lost it. America detached from gold to preserve power and now faces the same reckoning. Every financial illusion ends the same way, with the return of reality. Maybe it's gold again. Maybe it's Bitcoin, the digital gold. Maybe it's something entirely new. But the truth remains. The world didn't lose gold. It lost discipline. The day gold lost its crown wasn't just the end of a monetary system. It was the beginning of a financial illusion that still defines our lives. The question now isn't whether that illusion will end, but when. Because every empire believes its paper will last forever, until it doesn't. So if you want to see exactly how this same pattern destroyed Rome, Britain, and Spain before us, watch my last video. Every empire fell for this trap. America is next. It reveals how debt turned from a tool of progress into the weapon of collapse. This is Finlegacy, where the past reveals the future.